Let's analyze together the latest downtrend of NVIDIA Corporation. We will continue.
Let's see what's going on. First of all, remember to read the disclaimer right here and also in the description below. Wow, very interesting data. We're going to talk about the next earnings and revenue also because they are very soon at the end of this month apparently. Then the technical side is also very interesting to talk about it because we have a lot of data that we want to share with you. Remember to leave your comments below about everything. And my first question for you guys is, do you think this level, this kind of resistance area will be broken out and then visit higher prices, maybe in your opinion? Or do you think like this correction has to continue a little bit more or maybe much more? And which levels do you see breaking these levels of $90 and this level of $100? Because it was holding pretty well, but at the end they broke it and the level of bounce was the $90 area. So very interesting information. Let's go.
Well, we're talking about like a minus 35% since last high. So obviously it's already a correction. The thing here is like if it's something else, because if it is, you know, the worst case scenario, guys, is what happened back in 2000 or in 2008. We were talking about in that time like a minus 80, minus 85% in all tech stocks like NVIDIA, you know. So the worst case, current worst scenario, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, it could be difficult, and we need to see like a market crash, something like that, in order to see NVIDIA going to deeper levels. But you know, it's like, imagine the stock of NVIDIA trading at $21. I mean, I don't see that like happening right now.
Yeah, that would be insane, but you never know in trading. You have to be prepared for everything. And you know, taking a look, let's go better to the daily time frame to see with more detail. This parallel channel that we commented in the previous video, this blue one that you can see right there, it's interesting. You know, the price reached the level of the lower part of it. You know, it even broke out of it a little bit, and from there the price started to bounce. So if the price breaks out of this parallel channel, wow, I don't know what could happen. How do you see that, guys? If you follow technical analysis, how do you see this could affect the NVIDIA market in this case? And you know, with the earnings coming soon, we have to go for the forecast and see the Wall Street analyst 1 year price forecast, but also the forecast for the earnings and the EPS and all that is completely insane.
Look at that, an estimate of 0.64 in the just upcoming earnings. I think it's kind of positive, you know, to see 4 times in a row, more than 5 times in a row, having a reported earnings better than the estimate. If it happens again, you know, it's like...
Also, and the estimate was good, you know. It's like, yeah, they surpassed like that positive forecast, you know.
The estimate was is already good if you think about it, like an uptrend going up in every quarter, without any correction, because normally in companies they could see like a bad quarter, but here in this stock, you know, it's going up every time. It's crazy. And the thing right here is like, if we have an estimate just the same and the reported earnings the same as the estimate, it's already the best earnings ever on NVIDIA, but trading 30% lower.
Yeah, very interesting data, you know, to compare both sides. And how do you see this forecast? Do you think they will again beat the estimate with the reported? And how do you see also the annual? Because we have to see how this year closes. Because, you know, in 2023, you can see the EPS right there for the annual. The reported was 1.30 with an estimate of 1.24. But for this year, the estimate is 2.71, you know, so more than double. So completely insane, you know. We will see how that ends. We will update it when it happens. But do you think it will happen? Let us know below.
Yeah, definitely the only risk is a market correction, because if you think about the annual estimate, look at in 2027, Enrique. We're talking about like
5.4.
Wow, yeah. 5.4. So obviously it will be trading higher, definitely, from current prices. But look at the estimate of the revenue, more than 200 billion in 2027. If this comes to reality, and I don't see anything that, you know, that is telling me the otherwise, it could be huge, you know, for the stock. It would be like definitely, if not the first stock in the world in market cap, it will be it's already in the top 3 actually. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it reached like number 1 maybe for a couple of hours. I don't remember exactly what happened, but do you think, guys, this stock, NVIDIA stock, will reach again that first place, or will it compete for that again, or do you think like no, this forecast is wrong, and maybe you have a different opinion, and also the reasons behind it? And looking at the forecast, you know, we have the price forecast for 1 year, the maximum $200 as usual. They didn't change it, 92% from current levels. The average 35%, $139, and then the minimum one, they changed it. In the past we had something like $15 or 50, I remember they changed it, and right now it's 90, so minus 13%. They updated to that number. How do you see this? And I think it's very, very interesting. You know, we have on the fundamental side, this is one of the most interesting assets to analyze, because we're talking about a top 3 market cap stock with a lot of hype, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And those who were paying attention to my chart, I was just showing you guys, I'm not gonna do it again. It's like the forecast of Apple. So you can see the comparison, you know, because Apple is like, it could be like a competitor in terms of US tech stocks. And look at the annual estimate. It's not the same. It's growing a little bit more, but it's very, very limited in comparison to NVIDIA. Obviously, the revenue is not the same. I mean, we're talking about the Apple is already generating revenue more than 400 billion per year. But the thing here is like they don't expect to see Apple growing. You know, the maximum expectation is 450 billion in 2026, and that's it. But the real growth is very limited. We're talking about 20 billion more, maybe in 1 year from another. But NVIDIA is completely huge. We're talking about from 60 to 120 to 120 and then to 240. I mean, it's completely nuts.
Yeah, exactly. NVIDIA corporations has a lot of surprises. You know, they did it during these last years and months, and maybe they will do in the future. Let us know in the comments, how do you see? We will update it maybe earlier from those earnings, because if this is at the end of the month, we will see if this breakout happens from this parallel channel. We will see how the price reacts right there. That would be very interesting to see. If it doesn't, we will see how the price goes to the upside, if it does with the same strength as it did during previous movements to the upside, because I think it's very interesting when you notice the level reached that lower side of this parallel channel. The strength was huge. Even this last time that happened during April, the price didn't even reach that level. You know, investors started to buy earlier. They didn't want to miss that opportunity. And the upper part, the same. When they almost reached that higher levels, the price started to drop. Not with a lot of strength as this last time, because, you know, the general market was almost all in red. We will wait and see if that continues or not. How do you see it? Let us know in the comments. We are very happy to read all of your opinions.
So current levels that we have right now on NVIDIA, we're talking about a huge resistance level right here from July 11th until today. So obviously we need to see, first of all, a breakout above this line, you know, the resistance level that we are watching right now here. And then probably there are 2 scenarios, like it could continue going up like previously what happened back in May 2024, or it could have we could experience a retest, which normally is like going up and then retest the previous level in order to see if it's definitely going up later, or maybe it's a false breakout. If it's a false breakout, it will visit the $90 area again.
Yeah, we have that breakout right there during the 1st of August from this resistance area, and you can see the price broke out of it but came back again, and then they broke this level of $100 that I know it was being talked a lot, you know, like will this level of $100 hold, sorry, because this is a very important psychological level, and from the technical side we also had that support, and they lost it, but then they regained that territory. So very interesting moment, bulls versus bears, buyers and sellers, everyone watching this stock right now. Let us know in the comments your opinion. Subscribe to Trading HD, have a nice weekend, and check out other videos. Let's go.
Good weekend.